Hello guys, this is the Teutonic Knight here, and today I'm going to be doing a brief overview on my favorite AoE2 civilization, which is the Teutons. And I hope this guide will convince you that they are a great civilization to play with, and hope you will play with them. The Teutons are generally ranked somewhere in the 10 to 15 civilizations along with the Japanese, because they are not considered as a great civilization. So now let's start by looking at the civilization's bonuses. The first bonus that they get is that their farms cost 33% less wood. That is, they don't cost 60 wood, which is the normal for any generic civilization, and they cost 40 wood. Now this is a great bonus because the Teutons lack gold shaft mining, which can be a problem in the late game, where securing gold becomes a great problem of importance in the late game. The Teutons can make trash units to help them overcome this problem. The next bonus is that the town centers garrison plus 10. That is, they have a garrison of plus 10. The normal is 10 garrisoning space, and the Teutons get 20. The same, the bonus is similar to the last one. Their watchtowers, guard towers, keeps and bombard towers get a garrisoning of 10 capacity, in which a normal generic civilization would get 5. Their next civilization bonus is that their monks have a healing range of 10. One great thing about this bonus is that the healing range also means that it is a conversion range. So after nearly all the texts have been researched, the Teutonic monks are a great force to be reckoned with in the castle and the imperial age. You can make great conversions. You see that the Teutonic monks get 10 range, and the normal civilization monks get 5 and 9 range after the monastery texts have been researched. The last civilization bonus is that they get free murder holes. This can be useful as most people forget to buy murder holes while fast castling or doing a feudal rush, and when they reach the castle age early. The team bonus is that units are resistant to conversion. So this can be useful as being civilizations like the France, who are knight heavy civilizations, as monks can become a great problem by converting your knights and making them theirs. So this can be useful. Now let us look at their tech tree, starting with the infantry. They have the champion in the swordsman line and the halberdier in the spearman line. They have all the blacksmith upgrades available, but they do not have any eagle warriors, which is obviously exclusive to Aztecs and the Mayans. I rank them A as they are a good infantry civilization, but they are not the best as they do not get any bonuses for their infantry. Now let's look at the archers. It's a pretty average, or I can say below average, because they do not get bracer. No arbalist or heavy cavalry archers mean that your late game archery range units are going to fall off rapidly, and no Thumbering and Parthian tactics give them a slight disadvantage in the term of the archery range department. I rank them a C because they are not just good at it. Now let us take a look at their cavalry. All the blacksmith techs are available, which is good. They lack light cavalry and hussar. They only get scout cavalry, which may become a problem while dealing against monks, but not like. They get paladins and bloodlines, which is really nice to have. I rank them a B, but it's not just the best thing about them. Siege. Now let us move on to the siege. They have the siege auditor, cap ram, and the bombard cannon available to them, along with siege engineers. This is good, but they just do not have anything. They are not the best siege, but they are definitely up there. I rank them an A in the siege department. Let us take a look at the blacksmith now. The blacksmith lacks bracer, so all your defenses, galleons, castles, town centers, and all the archery range units are going to be lacking behind. But with the availability of all the other blacksmith upgrades, they can really cope well with melee units. I rank them a B+. Now let us move on to the navy. No bracer is there, so we have to keep that in mind. They do not get the elite cannon galleon or the ship freight. Now ship freight is a technology which costs 100 foot and 750 gold in the imperial age, which reduces the cost of your warships by 20%. It is really nice to have, but it's a really costly technology. And again, they are not the best on the navy department, as they are a very good land civilization. I rank them a B- as they are still not the best. I hate giving the B ranks, but let's move on to something a little bit different here. This is defenses. Now let's look at their defenses. They have the keeps, they have bombard towers, they have fortified walls, they have heated shot, they have crenellations, which is their unique technology in which garrisoned infantry inside castles, towers and town centers shoot extra arrows. Hoardings and masonry are available, but they do not get bracer and architecture. I can't grant them anything less, as they are a very good defensive civilization and not even the Byzantines could do that. One great thing, one unique thing that only the Teutons get is that their bombard towers shoot 2 cannonballs when they are fully garrisoned with hand cannoneers. They do a total of 240 damage, and they are comparatively better than the Koreans who have the reputation of a tower civilization, and even they can't do it. Now let us look at their economy. The cheaper farms is a good economic advantage. They have a full market. All food, wood and stone collection upgrades are available, but they lack stone shaft mining, which, as I mentioned earlier, could be a great problem, as the lack of gold is a great issue in the late game. I rank them an A-, as their economy is not really top tier. Now let us move on to the unique unit. This is the Teutonic Knight. I have not written anything about the Teutonic Knight, as I'll cover it in a different video. Generally, it is a infantry unit available in the castle age in the castle. It has a total of 8 melee armor at the starting. The elite Teutonic Knight has 10 melee armor, and the fully upgraded Teutonic Knight has 14 melee armor, which is ridiculous. They can beat any infantry to dust to the ground. They are just not good against cataphracts and war elephants, as they have high XP, and the cataphracts get an attack bonus versus the Teutonic Knights. Now I'll tell you how to play as the Teutons and how to play against the Teutons. If you are playing as the Teutons, use the defensive aspect to wall up and go for fast castle, as feudal is rushing or flushing and dark is rushing or drushing is not good with the Teutons. Use the cheaper farms and the defensive aspects to fast castle, or even a fast imperial could help you. There are just not enough farms, not enough walls, and not enough food. Cover as many gold mines as you can, as gold can become a problem in the late game. Hit your enemy in one go with your huge fortress of Teutonic Knights and Rams. Garrison your Teutonic Knights and Rams, as they are very vulnerable to arrow fire and siege fire like scorpions and onagers. You can also use the siege onager, which they get in the Imperial Age, which is a very useful unit. Now if you are playing against the Teutons, it doesn't mean that all is lost. Use hand cannoneers, conquistadors that the Spanish get, Chukonus that the Chinese get, and other archer civilizations. and other infantry civilizations like the Aztecs and the Japanese, which can easily defeat the Teutonic Knight cost effectively. The Teutonic knights are garrisoned inside ramps. You can also use onagers to beat Teutonic knights to the dust. Thanks for watching, and I hope that this guide conveyed to you that the Teutons are a great civilization and are fun to play with. They are good for turtling players who like to keep most of their fighting in the Imperial or early Castle Age. They are a great civilization to play with, and again remember, they are a great civilization with not okay archers, good infantry, good cavalry, great siege, and excellent monks and defenses. So subscribe for more videos, and I hope that you and us and me, of course, can help this channel become a great AOE2 civilization. Like a little bit of editing. I'm just talking too quickly. I hope that we make this channel a great AOE2 civilization and keep AOE2 breathing in our hearts. It's a great game, and subscribe and comment down below for any other civilization guides. I'll be doing more of these guides, and I'll be active as I got a new phone. Hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, like, comment down below. Bye. Peace.